There we go. All right, this hangout is live for
All right.
Monday, November 24th. Sean King is not available today. He's on an airplane as we speak, and but Sean, John, and myself are here, and we are good to go. Welcome, everyone.
Howdy.
Howdy, Sean, are you there?
I guess
We
you
see
can see
you.
me, right? Can you hear me?
Yes, we
Cool.
can hear you. Ah, there we go. Excellent. It is quite loud, actually.
Oh, well.
Turning down my. Just how you roll sometimes. We understand. It's just. All right, I sent a link out to the meeting agenda, notes, and minutes. I probably should just ping everybody with an email prior to this meeting on the weekend or something. That might be a good idea to remind us, because I know I could use a reminder as well. But anyway, that's out there. My thoughts for today is we could discuss the Slack setup and onboarding people to that. Discuss the Coinbase API key situation. Just make sure we got that going forward or moving in another direction or whatever we need to do there. Get an update on the launch party, and then other than that, just go over the to-do list or any kind of open agenda items. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Where did you send the invite for the Slack account?
It should be to your Tennessee Bitcoin address. John was able to get in, so it couldn't have been completely wrong.
It's telling me that it can't find an account matching that.
When you click on the link?
Yeah.
John, when did you click on the link? Because what I did do is originally it was like only people at our domain can be a part of this, and then later, hold on, I might have to move to another room here. Sorry for the
I think
background.
I just created the account this morning.
Oh, interesting. That's weird. Because I changed it so that we can actually have people from different domains, which is important. It's not just going to be at TennesseeBitcoin.org.
Yeah.
That was the original setup. It was done that way. So, Sean, are you typing in the prefix right? Maybe I misspelled it.
No, it didn't ask me for that, but I just went through a different thing, and I'm trying to do that right now.
Let me see if I can re-invite you directly. Let's see here.
Yeah, and I could log in earlier, but now I can't.
You can't log in either.
No, I
Yes.
mean, like, I created the account this morning, and I could log in and find them, but now I can't.
Yeah, it's saying, sorry, we can't find an account with that email address.
Well, that's kind of goofy. Let me see. I don't think I can invite you from the app. Let's see if I go to your account. Let's see here. Tennessee Bitcoin Alliance. Team settings. Manage your team. I see full members. Oh, wow. That's interesting. So, John, you made it in, and then, yeah, but the list of people, my invites are gone. I think what had happened to, oh, no, here we go. Accepted invitations. Pending invitations. I still see Sean. I see both the Seans.
Okay, but do you see me in there as accepted?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, I'm
Join
just trying to
Saturday.
reset my password to see if, for
Okay.
some reason, it's saved wrong the first time.
Sean Roy. I'm going to resend your invitation, Sean.
Okay.
So I just did that. TennesseeBitcoin.org. And hopefully I didn't. Yeah, resent today. I'm going to resend Sean's as well. Resent today. Make sure we get that figured out. But yeah, so John emailed back on my email about saying instead of just directly inviting everyone from the Nashville meetup group or the Facebook group that we have, which is also Nashville based, instead I like the idea of pushing everyone to Tennessee Bitcoin Alliance and having the sign up be there. Whether or not, Sean, you want to set up a quick form to collect email addresses to do that, or I can just put together a Google form and we can just do a quick page highlighting the Slack channel and just say, hey, here's how we're going to communicate as an organization. Here's how the action teams are going to function, and then we could just link out to that form saying if you want to be part of this thing, go ahead and give us your email address, and we will. Yeah, the only problem. Yeah, no, I mean that should work. Yeah, that would work just fine, and then I can just go through that Excel spreadsheet and just say, okay, this guy's invited, and we can keep track of it that way. Or any of us can. Any of the...
I got in, so I'm in and
Okay.
online now.
Cool. So does that make sense though? I think that's a good approach, like making
Yeah.
this Slack channel not so Nashville based, but really just pushing people to the Tennessee Bitcoin Alliance. Now, Sean, right now, as far as the website, I think I have access to the WordPress account. I haven't touched anything. I know yourself and I think Alex was helping as well. Do we have an actual team of people we can say, hey, can you put this page together, or is it just us? Or meaning, should I go ahead and do that?
Yes, we do have a team of actual people that I think it's documented someplace. I know it's documented someplace.
I looked at and I emailed about we have that action team list and it just has names. It doesn't have email addresses next to them. That's the only one I know of that includes. And let me get a link to that. Yeah, the SOP for action team. I don't think that's it.
No, we had I think most of that. We had most of that documented in the in our mind map stuff.
Oh, and the mind map. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I've got the document. There's an actual document.
Either way, though, I don't think it has contact information. It just has names.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe not.
So yeah, I emailed earlier last week just saying, hey, if I could get those email addresses, we could start with those people. Obviously, they're going to be on board because they're already joined action teams. And then, yeah, that would be great if there's actually a website team saying, hey, here's what I need. I need a place for people to say, I want to be involved in the Slack conversation. I think the sooner we can get people in Slack and get some discussions going, the sooner we can actually see action taking place. There may be stuff going on that we may not have visibility on, but that would be a really great way to just get people moving. And like we were talking about last week, not us being the bottleneck in any way, saying, hey, you want to do something, here it is, let's discuss it. We've got the channels for the different action groups, let's get going,
Yep. I'm just poking around here on this. Yeah, I'm signed in, so I will get you just as soon as we get off here. I will set up. I will get all the email addresses and contact information for everybody on the teams that I have already documented here.
Excellent. I'll create some action points for that.
Okay.
And I'll add those to invite those people to Slack. And then I'm going to go ahead and just say, I'll just give it to myself, request the web team build out some way to collect, people interested in being in Slack in our Slack channel, and then, or just go ahead and use a Google form, which would be fine too. Sound good?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, right now as it is, like we do have one Google form that's already on our website for volunteering to volunteer for the Tennessee Bitcoin Alliance and choose like which action team you'd like to be part of. So we could just
use that. Yeah.
Exactly. We could just use that exact form because then when and we could just make sure that those action teams listed there match the channels here, so we can invite them to join like that.
I will review that. Yeah, I remember you sent me one that we had. Someone was talking about wanting to be involved in the tech team, so I can email that person. Review our existing want to be involved sign up form. And yeah, I will push. And then if we already have that online, let's go ahead and I'll add that to my list as well. Message everybody and we should do this on a continual basis. Just keep reminding people over and over again. Hey, if you want to be involved, on both the meetup group and the Facebook group, you should go ahead and sign up here.
Yeah, totally.
And Twitter counts too, I guess.
Okay.
Cool. All right, cool. Well, we've got three of our 4 board members in Slack now. This is good. This is progress.
Yeah, and I just created a private group called Board.
Oh, I already have one called board members. Actually, I couldn't invite you guys to it until you joined.
Okay. All right. Well, then I'll X that, and we can just use yours.
Cool. Yeah, I have to invite you guys now that. Let's see here. All right, you guys are invited.
Awesome.
All right. Cool.
Okay, so yeah, as soon as we can get Sean in here, other Sean, then we can use this instead of Hangouts as our ongoing communication.
Yeah, with that, I have to make sure that because I get notifications on my phone for stuff with FoxyCart, and I want to make sure that that comes through as well for Tennessee Bitcoin stuff. Or otherwise, we will not have the same level of communication we've had so far.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, since they're separate, I was wondering the same thing. And since we have one channel, one not just channel, but one account, Tennessee Bitcoin at Slack.com, another one for like Foxy, for example. Is it possible to get notifications from both of those at the same time?
Well, just today it was the first time my Mac OS application to multiple Slack accounts, and I'm actually part of 4 right now. So I was like, oh, I'd never tried that. So now notifications on my computer work that way. My assumption would be that the iPhone app is similar. I will check that today, and because I think if we can move to that, that would be much better, and that will hopefully kind of engage us with the rest of the community more as well as people are communicating there.
Exactly.
All right. Anything else related to Slack?
Don't know. I don't think so. Not for me.
Nope, not here. I think that we just we'll get used to how it's working as we start using it more. So on a daily basis, we can actually engage better.
Excellent. Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, I've been using it for months and months now, and it's really been fantastic for our team. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm actually looking forward to seeing that happen. So
cool.
Awesome.
And I know of another cryptocurrency project that I got invited to that has like 1,000-something members in their Slack account, and they are really active. It's an altcoin related to content creation and stuff. I haven't been involved in it, but yeah. So it has worked well for their community. All right, so moving on, Sean, you want to give us an update on were you able to get the Coinbase stuff working?
Okay, so I have gotten communication back from them. Right now, our account is in a pending review status. They said this was last week. They said that as soon as that was done, we should be good to go. So I've got very good assurances that they think that they've got everything fixed, and we're just waiting for the account to finish the review process, and we're off and running.
Alrighty, that sounds good. Let's circle back on that, this week or it's Thanksgiving, probably next week.
Yeah, I would say actually we should, based upon the time frame that we have, I would expect to have that no later than say probably tomorrow or Wednesday at the latest. I'm hoping.
Yeah, to be clear with that too, this Coinbase account, the way it's set up, is it more from your personal Coinbase account? Like with Foxy, we have a corporate, so it's just so you're using all the Tennessee Bitcoin. .org
Tennessee,
right?
Exactly. It's the Tennessee Bitcoin. It's an account just for the Tennessee Bitcoin Alliance, and it's a receive wallet only. So there's no bank accounts connected to it or anything like that. It's just just so that way it's connected to our wallet or a wallet on the back end to collect memberships with. And then I believe that there may even be a way that we can automate the Bitcoins that come into it to get automatically sent out to our multi-sig address.
That is huge. Yeah, I was just thinking that same thing. If we can get that to work, can I put a to-do item for you to look into that?
Yeah, I'm looking into it. So we'll just you can go ahead and put it on there. I'm already trying to make that happen. So the concept would be anytime somebody makes a payment, it goes into there. It gets processed through Coinbase, and then Coinbase automatically pays out to our multi-sig address, which obviously also is publicly viewable.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point, is that both of them would be publicly reviewable, but it would be nice to actually say, hey, look, it came in here. Because I know that that would be great. That would be great.
Yep. I mean, worst case scenario is that functionality doesn't work right, and we go in once a day and move it out to the multi-sig.
Or we get an email notification. Or which email address did you use? Was it board at or?
Info, I think, right?
Info?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Yeah, actually for Slack, I wasn't sure about that. I think the way Slack does it, it's based on individual actual users. So I just signed up with my personal and then added you guys as well. But if that needs to change, we can change.
Well, I don't think that's a major issue. It's just our communication protocol. We'll just have to keep that in mind.
I didn't know that we had an actual address. I wasn't sure if we were going to use board or not, but info at is perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, for future accounts like that, we should probably use info specifically because there's no guarantee anyone else will be on the board in the
Yeah.
future.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. Cool.
I can change that for the. I'll have to look again though. The way Slack does it, I think it's more based on actual named users. Like it links your Slack account to other Slack accounts you already have, like as you're a human being. I'll have to look at since we're not doing any billing or anything like that, it may not matter. But I'll look into how that's done.
Okay. Cool.
All right. Cool. Moving on.
Launch party.
Launch party.
So Sean is heading up the food and stuff like that, planning that with Angela and with James White. As far as like we're planning on having cotton candy machines and barbecue and all that kind of fun stuff there. So we definitely want to make it like a family-friendly event. I put up the meetup event and sent out a meetup announcement about that today. Posted on social media, and I created an email blast to go out to our email list about the event and scheduled that to go out tomorrow morning at 7. So
Cool.
we wanted to stagger just a little bit. And we can send an email reminder closer to the date after Thanksgiving.
Also, I am going to get up a fancy graphic up on the front page of the website announcing the membership drive, so that way people going to TennesseeBitcoin.org will see that first thing.
Excellent. And I have some contacts too. I want to make sure I let them know about that and say, hey, cool.
Yeah, we
That's
definitely
what I
need
was gonna
to make sure we're inviting everybody.
Yeah, that was the next thing I was going to say is I think this is a key event to make sure we're inviting influencers too. So I'm going to contact directly our legal contacts like Senator Dickerson and others, as well as the executive director of the 10th Amendment Center has already said he wants to come, and I've emailed back and forth before with the executive director of the Beacon Center, so he may want to come. Things like that. Since it's at a really nice mansion, we'll have nice food. It's a really good event to socialize with some of those people, as well as just make an impression for our organization.
And hopefully it won't be freezing cold out.
Yes.
Yes. Why not? It's crazy how it's already the 24th, so this is coming up very, very quickly.
Yes. Very quickly. Like just less than 2 weeks away.
Yeah. Alrighty. Hopefully
any
everybody
questions there?
You just mentioned that you guys are working on getting the food and stuff set up. Is there anything else that's needed from us or anyone else in the community to make this happen?
Publicity. Share the link on social media. Directly contact people who might be interested. We want to get as many people there as possible. So we obviously have a lot of space at the Riverwood Mansion, so that's not an issue. And as long as we're all constantly directing people back to the meetup page to RSVP, then we'll have a good idea of the head count.
Cool. Alrighty. Any other more details along those lines that we can help with as far as how the day is going to go, what the expectations are? I love the idea of just hanging out, eating food, but is there going to be an opening welcome presentation or just come as you go? 2 to 8 is a big window. I assume that's more of a come as you go, and we'll have a table and then a place for people to sign up. What are your guys' thoughts?
I would recommend that we each, as members of the board, say something real quick about why we're involved with the Tennessee Bitcoin Alliance and what it means to us and why we think it's important. Just to kind of share some of the meaning behind what we're doing while we're there. So
maybe John, maybe if you could draft an agenda or something for the day, or an itinerary.
That'd be good.
That's a good idea. Okay.
Because I think with such a large window, it may make sense for us to do that individually as we're talking to people who show up. Because 2 to 8, there may be people that show up throughout that window.
I think we did 2 to 6, but yeah.
2 to 6? Okay. I think I just pulled it in from Meetup, and I think it came through as 2 to 8. But I don't want to just assume that everyone who needs to hear that message is going to be there right at 2. So maybe we give that, presentation a couple times, depending on how.
Yeah, that's probably going to be I was thinking a 4 o'clock type thing.
Okay. Because I know some people will probably be like, oh, hey, I can show up for a couple hours and then I got to go or something like that.
Yeah.
So just something to think about. But yeah, I think having an agenda and even just go ahead and put in that agenda what we've kind of already talked about as far as our vision statement and just making sure that we're reiterating what that vision statement is and, like you said, why that's important to us.
Exactly. Cool.
Cool. Alrighty. So yeah, and as that comes up, just ping us.
Yeah.
If there's something we can help with.
Will do.
And then, okay, so the next thing here we have the to-do list. So we've got, all right, so you already got that in there, draft agenda, excellent. Launch party promotions. I think we have plan and coordinate another think tank meeting. Do you want to just take that off? Because that's kind of, the launch party is that, right?
Yes, that is that. We can just check that off. I'll check it off. Done.
Okay. Cool. All right. You got some other stuff in there as far as individual contacts. That's a great idea, like our individual to-do items, just get them in there. And alias email addresses for team leaders. That was something we discussed. I think with Slack, I'm wondering if that's going to be as needed.
I don't think so. I think with Slack we kind of eliminate that necessity.
Okay.
I think so. I think that's perfect because we still need some contact with the outside world, but that'll be us.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that I think would be helpful, though, as far as, like, sharing documents and stuff, we can still do those on individual email addresses, I guess, but that was just something I was thinking about if we had, like, an email address for that action team, and we don't necessarily need to know who all that actually is as a person at any given time, but if something is going on and we need to share it, we go, oh, hey, share this with... But even then, that's an interesting question, because right now, anyone with the Tennessee Bitcoin address is the only people that have access to the Google Drive account, and we can share individual documents with members, but can members go in and create their own documents and share?
If we share the folder with them, yes.
Okay, excellent. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm thinking that we'll probably have like a public Tennessee Bitcoin Alliance files folder, and then share that with everybody, so that if they have a file they want to add in there, and we'll have a separate one that's private that's just got like legal documents and stuff like that in it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think that makes sense. I think you see what I mean. The difference is as far as like having, because then someone who has access to manage those permissions will have to continually kind of figure out who that named person is and whether it's a Hotmail account or a Gmail account or whatever. Whereas if it's just a generic like, here's a folder and it's shared with this TennesseeBitcoin.org address, which is the website action team. I don't know, just.
Well, yeah, I think that's definitely something we could look into. I think at this point, though, that's probably something we should wait until we have Google Apps for nonprofit status to consider.
Yep, good point.
Because otherwise we're going to be paying for it.
Yeah. All right, I'll check that off for now. I think there's an item on here, Sean, about logo creation. Connect with logo designers and provide a status update.
Yeah, that's an old. Yeah, Sean. I'm fine with the current logo as long as we get different size versions of it so we can use it on social media and stuff like that. Like on Twitter, we've just got the B logo.
Yeah, I just recently, last week or so, went ahead and started a vector-based image on it. It's not colored in or anything like that, so it's just the vector. So we can scale it up to do whatever we want with it. So if you want to give me like pixel sizes or whatever, I can have it pumped out and whatever.
Well, I think it would probably be easiest because I'm sure we'll have many uses for this. If you just create like a brand folder page, are you familiar with brand folder? It's a website essentially for keeping like copies of for companies or organizations, like keeping a copy of like their logo, their header image, and other stuff that like various different people may need at any given time. So it's an account is free for one user. So if you created that, then you could just upload the logo onto there, and any other graphic design elements we come up with later, then myself or whoever needs it can just go on there and download it whenever we need it.
Okay, cool.
I like that. That's brandfolder.com.
Yeah, nice. I use that for a couple different projects. Because we can also include brandfolder is really nice because you can also include things like hex codes for whatever colors you're using, so people know like that's the color that's in your branding, things like that.
Yeah, that's awesome. I like this.
Cool.
Very, very cool.
Yep.
All right. So yeah, I got another to-do item on there for that. All right, cool. So yeah, and I got some notes. Are you, Sean? Are you still? Are you going to be able to use Wunderlist? Okay, for your workflow, is that still okay?
Yeah, I just I've been so busy that I haven't really had a chance to sit down and work on yet another thing. So
yeah.
I was kind of hoping that Slack would kind of take care of a lot of that, because if we put the information in there and we're having team collaboration in there.
Let me look into it. Let me add a note for. I think there's a Wunderlist Slack integration. I'll look into it.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah, I'll look into that.
That sounds interesting.
I don't think you'd be able to like check off your items within Slack. I mean, maybe if we had a bot that would do something along those lines, but it would at least give you, notifications if someone comments on a to-do item of yours, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Not sure if they have them, but it would surprise me if they didn't. They have integrations with almost everything at this point.
Well, I'm looking at the list right now. I don't see Wunderlist, but it may be on there somewhere. I may be just missing it.
Yeah, there's like a Cloud Pipes. There's other companies that interesting.
I mean,
Okay, yeah, there may not be one yet.
I mean, they have IFTTT, so IFTTT may integrate with Wunderlist, and then because IFTTT integrates with pretty much everything.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, it looks like right off the bat they don't have it yet, but I'll keep an eye out for that if that would be helpful. All right.
Right, and there are. I mean, we can switch if we need to a task management program that integrates well with Wunderlist. For example, there's one here called Working On, but that is never mind. That's more just providing updates and tracking for what everybody is working on. Maybe not task management. Anyways, we can look into that.
Okay. We're still waiting on the nonprofit update stuff, right?
Yeah, I'm sure Sean has it by now. I sent him all the paperwork that I have, so he could go through that to figure out what holes we need to fill, because it's over my head as far as the legal mumbo jumbo. So.
All right. And is there an action item for? Go ahead.
I was just saying, you're talking about John. You're talking about the IRS filing, correct?
Yes. Yeah. So I turned that over to Sean so that he could take care of that. So he has all the paperwork now.
I'm going to create a to-do item for him. I wasn't sure if that was waiting on him or not. All right. Okay. And let's see. I was looking at the BitCongress website briefly to see if there was any status updates. I didn't get to that. We can look at that. And then the bylaws, do we have that PDF on the website? I think I emailed that to you, Sean. And also we have another item in there of putting the Team SOP document on the website. Is that something we could send to the website team that you mentioned we have, or?
Yeah, I'll tell you what. You said you sent it to me.
I thought I had.
If you did, you know what? If you sent it to me, I noticed I'm getting a lot of emails in my updates that don't necessarily get looked at.
Maybe really, I think I remember you sending it to like the board, and then in the board saying something like, "Hey, Sean, can you get this up on the website?"
Yeah, I thought I did. I'm trying to find that right now. I did try to send it to the whole. I thought I sent it to the whole board so everyone would have access to it.
Yeah, you did.
Signed bylaws.
October 17th.
Cool.
Signed
October
bylaws
17th. Yeah.
October 17th.
It's a 16 megabyte document, but there it is.
No,
yeah,
I
send
don't.
it to the whole board. The subject is signed bylaws PDF.
I just forwarded directly to you to your TennesseeBitcoin.org email address.
Let's double check that you're getting access to those emails.
I got it. I got it. It went to my forums folder. I got it. I found it.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. All right. So that, and then also too, I think we have another item here on Wunderlist for adding the SOP document on the website. I think that would be helpful for people to know what we're thinking of as a board when we say action team and what that means. I think that's a great document.
Definitely.
So that could be a nice, full page that we elaborate on the teams. If we could get that done before the launch party too, that would be great.
I'll work on both of those tonight.
That's a good point. Cool. I was just thinking about that too. That would be great to like have a table at the launch party with kind of that, and then also, obviously a sign-up sheet for people to become members, and a Bitcoin address they can pay right there. So like thinking through the different things, John, as you're working on that, agenda, think of like what's the materials we'd want to, and what are the action items we want someone to take, like right there. And it would be great to someone say, wow, here's what an action team is. That's me. Where do I sign up for an action team as well? That would be great. So it could be a combination of like sign up as a general member or actually really get involved as a volunteer.
Yep, that's cool.
Alrighty. Next we have contact accountant regarding state filing documents. I can kill that, right? That's yours, John, because you already. I see here contact accountant regarding state filing documents, but you've got those and you've sent those on, right?
Well, yeah, I would just reassign it to Sean because I don't know the details of. Oh, well, yeah. If you figure out what needs to be done for the IRS filing, takes care of that. Then sure.
Okay, good. All right, and then. Yeah, and then I've got this. Look into using a Google form as a backup in conjunction with. I'm going to hold off until we know a little bit more about Big Congress as that gets closer to completion, and then I'll keep that one on there for me. So I think that is all the to-do items. We've created a slew more. Anything else for open discussion?
I love you guys.
Ah, there it is.
Now on YouTube for all the world to see.
No, it's funny. I was just thinking about this. Like, I missed the last Nashville meetup, and I was like, man, I felt so disconnected. And I know we were all so swamped with stuff the last few weeks, and I was being sick and traveling and stuff. But it was just so good to see you guys and hang out, even though we had a small meetup here in Nashville. It's amazing how important that is, you know, just connecting and saying like, wow, these are some of the most incredible people to hang out with. And it was neat. I got a comment on the meetup page actually, just like, hey, I was just so excited. Thank you so much for setting up this group because that was just awesome to hang out with those people because the type of conversation we have, people that care about Bitcoin. What's that?
Did you get a message about that? I got a message from someone who went.
Yeah.
It's something along those lines.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It was just really cool to know that, hey, even just getting the community together, people really appreciate because it's not often that they can connect with a community like this that actually cares about the world and where it's going and like how these technologies can make a difference in of making the world a better place. Free and equitable society using blockchain technology. So that was a cool encouragement for me. Just even though that meeting was a small meeting, it was like, hey, this is a cool thing we're doing, and it has been, and we need to keep it going. So it's pretty cool, worth our time and investment.
Definitely, yeah, I think it's a good thing.
And the food's good too.
Yes,
dude. Shout out to James. The food is always amazing.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Angela. Yeah.
And Angela too. Yes, you guys provided a ton of that food the last couple times too. I missed the last one, or the one before last, but. Well, awesome, guys. Have a great Thanksgiving if you're celebrating that. And
yes, you too.
Other than that,
eat lots of food.
Always, yeah. Anything else you guys want to discuss today?
No, I'll send you guys updates as those new updates go out to the website, so that way you guys can take a look at them.
Okay.
Sweet.
Sounds like a plan.
All right.
All right, Sean King, we missed you, but enjoy your flight. And this meeting is a wrap.
All right. Adios, guys. Take care.
Peace.